I don't understand you, but I love you.
Apart from anything else, I thought it was about time I came back to modern times. And since the last film, contemporary film, Another Year, was in 2010, the world has changed. But so far as what I'm interested in, the world hasn't really changed at all, ever, because what I'm concerned with is how we are, the human condition, really. In many respects, yes, it's easier to raise a very small budget for a contemporary film, but that's not the reason why I've done it. I mean, I just felt it was time to do it. But if you start from the premise, as many movies do, particularly this side of the Atlantic, of notions of what a film should be and what the structures of film should be and what a script should contain and the tricks and all those things, that's one thing. But here, as far as I'm concerned, everything in the film is motivated by a sense of real life.
Well, it's something that we collaborate on. I think that Mike was quite clear about them coming from Jamaica. A number of the members of cast were from Jamaican backgrounds. So, yeah, it was an important ingredient for this particular family. And we just developed as we went along.
What many people have sort of identified as a deliberate structural intention to have all the comedy up the front and then for it to turn into something else. That's not a schematic structural notion. It's an organic function of what actually happens in the film. It's as simple as that.
I was fortunate enough to work with Mike quite early after leaving drama school. So, you know, it kind of set me up for the way that I work, full stop. Not necessarily in as much detail, like I don't get 3 months or 6 months rehearsal time when doing your conventional work. But I certainly took away a lot of what I learned from Mike into the rest of my work. So actually going back and working with him was just great. It was a dream, really. To get back into really creating a character in such a detailed and finite way and being looked after by the director and protected. You know, and working with Michelle Austin again, who I hadn't worked with since Secrets and Lies. So that was great.
I also had, a good amount of time to, prepare for the role. And what really helped was just trusting in Mike's idea and his philosophy, which almost you can say. And as Marianne said, it's helped me now in future projects. Just, who am I playing? What's their background? Like all of that stuff is, it's been a huge help. It's great.
We do spend a lot of time preparing. We prepare in depth. We rehearse everything in depth. We have one hell of a laugh always. And it's not just the actors. I mean, it's the guys behind the camera, as well. And so, yeah, it's great to hang out with the old comrades. And for me, coming back to the earlier films, I mean, many directors say, "Well, I can't watch that film that I made. I can't watch it." I've been lucky. Nobody's ever interfered with my films. I made the films I wanted to make, the way I wanted to make them. I mean, directors who say, I can't watch that film I made, it's because it wasn't the cast they wanted, and people screwed up the end, and all kinds of stuff to reshoot, stuff they didn't want to reshoot, and all of that. And they can't bear to watch it. I have no problems like that because they're all the films I wanted to make, and I actually like my films. And there are one or two that I like less than the rest, and I've got a couple of favourites, but I love them all. And this film, Hard Truths, is no exception.
I've often been stopped, and people still talk about Secrets and Lies and say how amazing that was and how it moved them and how it touched them and stuff like that. So it's really great to be able to have another one that people are saying, that's my aunt, that's my sister, I know that woman,